Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Kylie Welsh and I'm the founder of Brisbane Woman, and I'd like to welcome you to our Business Success Series, where we're going to be bringing you valuable tips and strategies about how to make your business more profitable. Now, one of the areas that's so important today is about having a social media profile, and that area is just becoming increasingly more and more important. And I know with my business, for example, when I'm looking for an expert, a speaker, someone to run a webinar, for example, for me, I always look in social media to see how active they are and whether they have a profile, because I want people that have a profile who are seen as experts within their industry. So that's one of the reasons why I always check. And the other reason is because I also want my members to be able to connect and keep that relationship going after the webinar or whatever workshop they've attended, and that's a really valuable way to do that through social media. So specifically I wanted to talk to you about Facebook today, because that's just such a huge area, and we have, I think, 8 million users now in Australia. So, you know, most of your customers are going to be using Facebook in some way, and about 660 million worldwide. So it's a very important area, and I'd like to look specifically at your personal page today, because one of the areas everyone focuses on is a business page, which is vitally important, but also your personal page is a really good starting point and a way for you to develop really good relationships with people. So one of the strategies that I've found very effective over the years that I've been using Facebook is to build a relationship with people via a friendship and invite first, and then convert them to fans later on. So I'll be talking to you a little bit more about that, and hopefully that might be a strategy that could work for you as well. I just find it a little bit more meaningful for me to engage with the person first and then become a fan, and vice versa. So let's see if that works for you. Friends that you do have on Facebook, how do we put them into lists so that we can be much more successful with our marketing to them, especially with our events? Now, I don't know if you're like me, I get invites to events all the time, and I get very frustrated when often they're to events in London, or they might be to an event in Sydney and I'm in Brisbane. So we want to make sure that our contact with our friends is relevant and not going to be seen as an annoyance. So let's have a look at how we can target people based on their location for our events, or for other sorts of things you might be doing as well. So we're just going to swap over now to my screen so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about.
You'll see that all of my friends come up here, but what's more interesting is that if you hover over them, you'll see that I've put them into groups based on location. Now, all you need to do this effectively is create a list. And depending on yours, it might not be location, it might be another sort of category, but for me it was location. So I won't do that now. I'll just show you how I've basically created the list so that I can target people with my events. So if I go over this side of things, you'll see here are all the different lists. I've got some local, overseas, unknown. So sometimes it's quite difficult to find out. People remain global, I suppose. So, but basically it makes it difficult. But now, whenever anyone sends me a friend request, or I send them a friend request, they're automatically added to this list. So it's a very, very effective way. And let's have a look at why it's so effective. We spoke earlier about meaningful communication and not annoying your friends on Facebook. So basically what happens, if I've set up here as an example just a test event, what I'm going to do now is, let's just say I'm having an event in Brisbane. Now this area up here is not what you want to do. This is the one that when people register with Facebook, and they sometimes do and sometimes don't put in their address details or where they're located. So you really need to come down to here. But let's just say, for example, I've got an event coming up in Melbourne. These are all of the people that I know that are based in Melbourne, so I can go through and select all of those and send an event. So hopefully you can see that by doing that, it means that the communication is much more meaningful to them, and it doesn't become annoying either. So it's really, really important that you target people, especially with the events. There's so many event invitations getting sent around Facebook at the moment, and they're not being targeted properly. So just have a think about that. And the other area is friend requests. So you can see now when I get a friend request, that all of my lists are coming up. So straight away, I can see Dane is from Brisbane, so he goes into the Brisbane list. It's slow today. There you go.
Just wanted to say thank you for watching our success tip today, and hopefully you found that of great benefit. And remember that at Brisbane Woman, we're all about taking action to make our business successful. So hopefully you'll have an opportunity to go through and sort your friends lists out so that you're more targeted and meaningful in the type of communication you're having with them. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next week with our next success tip.